All right, welcome, everybody. I'm so glad to see you all. Hello, near and far. Hey, everyone, my name is Liv Schaefer. I am a program director with Engage, working at 2 properties in the Northern California area. And I was also the project manager on Engage's Ageism, the musical project. Today we are gathered here today for 2 primary reasons. First and foremost, it's nearly the holidays, so we thought what a great time to be together, albeit virtually, gather, have a little bit of celebration, a little bit of community building, what we do best, right? And then also to talk a little bit about ageism and talk a little bit about how Engage is thinking about ageism. And we just happened to make some art about it, some collaborative art at that together. And it happens to be a musical turned documentary in the names of all things COVID and 2021 and how things go. And we're just going to share with you a small documentary today that is a special screening of the creative process of Ageism, the musical. Joining me today, I'm super stoked to introduce you to the main mastermind behind all this jazz, the kind of, director, creative extraordinaire. Dear Sir Ernie, I would love to introduce you to the group right now. And if you'd like to share anything about yourself or the project, now would be such a great time.
Oh, hello all. How are yous? I'm not sure if you can see me, but I'm Ernie De Silva. I was kind of the, sort of de facto director, if you will, of the project. I don't really have much to say other than to say that it was phenomenal working with this crew of people, both on the acting side, as well as getting my little tidbits from afar from the people who engaged in writing the music. It was a brilliant, fun process with a bunch of vibrant people. And we hoped to put together a little bit of a documentary to sort of give some love to all the effort that was put in by all of these artists that collaborated together. As Liv brilliantly pointed out to you guys, it was supposed to actually be a stage play, but us being in the day and age that we're in, we had to kind of bob and weave and veer off to the left and right there. So instead of actually getting a stage play up, we put this thing together in hopes of sort of giving a piece of the spirit of the whole project to you all. So we hope you guys enjoy.
Stage play.
Huh?
A virtual stage play.
That's right.
Sort of something like that. So at least a document.
Oh, you got muted, Ernie. That works. Anything else?
I have a question.
Yeah, Danny, what's up?
Hi. This is being recorded, so if I send a link to my sister.
I think you muted yourself, Danny, but
No.
There we go.
Would my sister be able to watch it at another time if I send her the link?
Yeah, I think we'll be able to share this out with our community to make sure folks who couldn't be here today could catch up on all the fun. Thanks for that great question, Danny. Hey, y'all, before we get going and before we actually watch the dang thing, I'm wondering if you would just join me in a little bit of our own grounding to ourselves and to our own bodies, our own thoughts on ageism real quick. So join me in simply just 3 breaths together. So you can start by just finding a really comfy place to sit. Maybe your sits bones are pretty rooted to your chair and your spine is elongated, nice and tall. And maybe if you feel comfy, close your eyes. And we're just going to take 3 deep breaths together. On your first inhale, I want you to think about your younger self, your past self. Here we go. Inhale that younger version of you. Exhale some of that joy, exuberance. Nice. On your next inhale, think about present you, current you in this body right now. Inhale. Nice. Exhale. And on your third inhale, thinking about future you. Where are you? Who are you with? What are you surrounded by? Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Fluttering your eyes open if that's available to you. So here we're thinking not only about ageism and thinking about how we may think about others' ages that aren't our own, right? But ourselves, our past selves, present selves, future selves, all included in these conversations around ageism. You are all a part of this video, so thanks for being here. Arnold, take it away and go ahead and screen it. Action.
The theater, the place where humanity goes to share its soul expression. For millennia, humans have gathered together in sacred space to examine human existence. Here is where the rubber has historically met the road. Here is where humans feel each other. Here is where...
Wait, 1 minute, Ernie, because my friend Ivy, who lives next door, was going to come for dinner at 7:30. Let me just text her that I'm still working with you.
That's Dottie. Well, technically, that's Dottie's cell phone. That's Dottie. She's our lead actress. We'll get back to her in a minute. But you're absolutely right. Dottie, where are my manners? We should start all the way at the beginning.
Indeed.
Introduce yourself, sir.
I'm Tim Carpenter. I'm the CEO and founder of Engage.
And you are?
Nancy Goodhart. I'm the COO with Engage.
And what is it you do?
I'm working with the team to ensure that we delegate all roles of the adventure.
And I am, I guess, the executive producer of Ageism the Musical.
You guess?
Chief Funding Officer.
Now we are getting somewhere.
Now, for the folks at home, could you tell us, please, what was your vision for this whole project?
We were coming from that place, trying to battle the idea of ageism and trying to do it in what would be a creative and interesting and different way.
It's something we've never done before.
Ageism the Musical.
So this was it. After all the years of waiting and thinking about this sort of thing, you finally got the chance to put a musical on its feet, right?
Definitely not my comfort zone.
Not a big fan of musicals.
What you talking about, Willis?
Can I say this? None of us really like musicals.
Makes no sense to me.
Why do it?
When we first started talking about it, everybody goes, oh my God, that'd be awful. But how cool would it be to do it anyways?
Do tell.
When you jump out of that comfort zone, exciting things happen. Discoveries are made.
Ah, a journey into the unknown. I like it. Who's gonna direct this thing?
All day.
Like the person that kind of sits in the seats and the actor's like, oh, but I don't know, wouldn't it make sense for me to just like move this thing over to that side? And the director's like,
No.
you know what I mean? Or like whenever they see a line on the script and they're like, I'm sorry, but this line doesn't really make sense like this. Can I say it more so like this? And the director has to be like,
No.
like who's gonna be that dude?
There would have been no way we would have gone with Ageism the Musical if we didn't know, folks, that we were confident in knowing more than we knew.
We needed somebody who could draw people in.
Smart.
I know this guy, Arnie.
This guy?
No.
Yeah, you got me. That's me. All right, I guess I'll go speak from the other side now.
All right, I'm supposed to be serious on this, right?
But I'll be back.
My name is Ernie De Silva.
God, I'm handsome.
I was the director on Ageism the Musical.
What made you want to do this project?
Money.
Ha!
No. Tim Carpenter and the folks over at Engage, we have a really great relationship. And so when they asked me to do it, I was more than happy to kind of jump in.
He's flexible, he's creative, he's fun to work with.
Great. So we got an administrative team, you got a new director and the whole thing. Wait a second. What? Nobody's even gonna notice
to
that.
go back and do it now. It's 3 times already, man. You're gonna get us in trouble. No,
What
go
up?
back and do
Okay,
it now.
fine. Okay. Okay. Just a quick public service announcement. We apologize for this moment of cross-igeral appropriation. The views expressed in this visual in no way reflect the views of the Engaged company, your parents, or my nearsighted sister. It won't happen again. We're very sorry. Now back to our program. Mute. I mean, you get it? It's backwards because he's cross-eyed.
That is not funny, man.
What? Okay. We need a script, though. Better find some writers, I guess.
I've been writing screenplays for 10 years. My name is Phyllis Shankman.
My name is Sally Connors.
I was an active participant.
We were writing the script.
Initially, after our first few meetings with Ernie, I thought, he doesn't get it.
What?
I mean, literally, I was just like, whoa.
Hilarious and irreverent was what we were after.
Can I ask you not to rub your hands on your legs because I can hear it?
I can't do any of this. None of this.
And I think that what he brought was a view from an age group that, if that was going to be the audience, would be really effective in drawing them in, giving them a sense. But if we're talking about people who are over 70 being the audience, I'm not so sure.
Uh-oh.
I'm edgy.
How are we going to find a way to communicate to him what really is our experience?
There were sometimes 5, sometimes 6 of us giving our input to Ernie.
That was a really fun experience, actually. To be the person that sort of laid down a platform that people could come into and write what they really think.
And he was taking our input, and he always brought it back to us. And we were to read it. We were to say, you know, what do we like, what we don't like. The first one that he wrote, we didn't like because he certainly did not have our voice.
He did, and then he ended up getting some shit for it. He was surprised by some of our stories. He didn't know that that was going on. He brought a different sensibility that at times was really wonderful, but at times was confusing. It wasn't perfect. We didn't have enough time to really do what I would consider a really, complete job. And yet over time, as things started to evolve, he was so open and so willing to go, oh my God.
And Ernie is a very old soul. I mean, he may be young, but he is very in tune to people.
It was great in that it had a lot of people of different ages working together. Okay, that's not fair. Tug at the heartstrings and all of that good stuff, why don't you? What's next? It's a musical. We need music, right? So, okay, we need a lifting of spirits here, right? Who's gonna do it? Well, it's not gonna be this guy. I'll tell you that much. Nope. Okay, well then who then? Who?
We have a really delightful music director, Lauren Wright.
Maestro, please.
Musical, yeah. Age shouldn't be a defining characteristic of who you are and what you're capable of.
I liked the idea that she was just so open.
It's easy to talk to them. They're all really wonderful people, and it's really enjoyable to work with them. So full of wisdom and so many different experiences throughout their lives that they get to share with me, and I get to learn a lot from them.
Okay, my name is Kyle Cohen. I am part of the chorus.
My name is Elvira, and I am one of the singers.
My name is David Kirshner, and I'm one of the participants in the choir.
We ended up going with music from the 1920s jazz genre. And this was a really great genre of music to work with for our residents because it's a genre that they all really enjoy. They've grown up hearing it and they all really like that type of music.
Music that most of us already knew, we just had to learn to put new words to them.
Ooh, a sing-along.
Little girl, I was always singing, laughing, laughing. People watched me hearing the dawn and smiled. I was seen in the world as a precious child.
Then adulthood,
stigmatized, and that's what I became. Every day I was just a low job title, but at least I had a name. Then I they say. Invisible, but I'm full of life, and I have to fight.
Everybody sing along.
Call me man, don't call me old. I'm sassy as hell, I'm vibrant and bold. My hopes and dreams are alive and well. I never say never and I excel. I'll get respect and I'll get to see beyond the one into the moon. See who I am, listen what I say. Whoever you are, you'll be me someday.
Whoever you are, you'll be me someday. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Lauren, you were saying?
Choosing this jazz genre really helped to have that attitude behind it.
It was a good way to kind of express some of what I was feeling.
Well, we know who did the music, but who else do we owe for some of this lyrical genius? Wendy Massey! Shout it out! Yep, that's right. Wendy Massey wrote some of the lyrics. And I know what you think. Are we going to get to see a picture of her? Like, do we get to see her in an interview? Well, you're not.
No, now go away or I shall taunt you a second time.
Back to you, Lauren.
It's kind of a metaphor for ageism.
How so?
This is an old genre of music, but it's still so valid and valuable and relevant today.
70's the new 50, let's put it something like that.
Exactly.
So I think that was one of the biggest things I took away from this experience. It was really an inspiring experience to work with these residents. It was humbling to work with them, and it was really amazing to see how they could come together through all this technology, not letting anything stop them.
Pause. It just occurred to me, we never even stopped to tell you guys what this story is about. Allow me to illuminate. Okay, point number 1. An elderly woman goes into a bank to get a loan. Point number 2. The bank villainously decides they will not give her this loan. Point number 3. Lady wins the loan in the end, and everyone goes home singing rainbows and carols. Got it? Okay, let's move on. And now the piece de résistance. The actors. Now, where are we going to find a crew of coconuts crazy enough to do this project?
My name is Fran Siegel.
Recording in progress.
I think we better do that again.
Okay.
My name is Ari Ashkenazi.
Okay, come on. I had to stop for a second to highlight the shades. Ari is gangsta, baby.
Hi, my name is Dottie Goldstein, and I'm playing the part of Regina in the play titled Ageism.
And who do you play?
I play an obnoxious young banker.
And who do you play?
I play the role of Phyllis, the attorney.
Well, now that we're all casted up, let's move on.
Franny, hi, I'm glad you made it.
Yep, you're reading that right. 10 weeks.
Excellent.
Now that silky smooth voice you hear right there is our fearless stage manager, Lisa Argenziano.
Hi, Ernie. We're getting started a bit late here.
It's all right. 2 hours per week.
Okay, and video.
Hey, y'all. Hey, Ari. To mount one full stage show. And we're off. Hey, Dottie.
Morning, Ernie.
Well, hello. Hey, Franny.
Oh, she left.
That's okay.
Franny, you are there. Yeah, pick your camera up. There you go.
Yeah, and you're on mute also, Franny.
She's got something
She
happened
needs
to her.
to, yeah, she needs to, I can go up there.
Lisa to the rescue. And in the meantime, talk about script and 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 talk about story and talk about script and talk about character and talk about story. Hi, Franny.
Yes,
Lisa for the win. How are you?
I'm fine.
All right then. Every actor struggles with the material at first.
What page do you want me to be on in the notebook?
16.
You know. Got it. Oh, that's a long for Regina. There's no way, Ernie, that I am
See what I mean?
capable of memorizing all that.
Well,
but
we're not even going to work on the monologue today.
You know, there's all kinds of studies that say that you're capable of building new neurons in your brain. And
she was very adamant about the fact that she could not do monologues at all.
When we do monologue work, Dottie, it's just going to be me and you focused. Me and you one-on-one. Don't worry about it. All right?
Okay.
Whose line is that?
It's hers. There's no. Yeah, you're right here.
Teamwork starts to make the dream work.
Buddy, you should stop now.
Okay, let's pause right there. Okay? Great stuff. Ari, you can go even further with that.
That doesn't feel natural.
It's really important for actors to find a reason why they're telling a story. So, guys, could you please give the listeners a few points on what the reasons are for doing this?
I think it's a great topic. I think a lot of young people have no idea what it's like to be in their 60s or 70s.
And they don't respect the old people.
Facts.
It's a weird thing because ageism is literally everyone being prejudiced against their future self.
Preach, brother.
I think it's vitally important. We are all living to be older than it used to be in the past.
As you can imagine, in the world of Zoom, the technical difficulties just kept coming and coming and coming.
How surprising.
Ari, like that t-shirt is starting to imprint itself in my brain as your character, man.
Because I'm a man of my word, here it is, Dottie, one-on-one, just like I promised.
But I want to have this one down good. I want to have this one down.
Yeah.
Without see, I did paragraphs.
Perfect.
I want to be able to have this page down, memorized, without having to look at it before I go on to anything else.
Absolutely.
Do any of you have any experience with actual ageism? Please share.
I found after reading the play that luckily I have not experienced any of the negative encounters that Regina has encountered. I have not had anybody ever be rude to me.
Lucky you. But on the other side of the coin,
daily interactions, being treated like a little kid. I had a doctor's appointment yesterday, and it was hilarious the way I was being treated. She wanted to hold my hand, take me to the room where the doctor would see.
I've never encountered a rude doctor like that.
It's just silly.
Sounds silly.
I'm very used to being visually impaired, and I have a cane, and I know how to maneuver through a room.
And of course, the inevitable difference between the actor's point of view and the writer's point of view.
The discrepancy between reality and the play. It doesn't really focus on what's actually happening.
Go on.
What I mean by that is banks are regulated and they can't discriminate.
Oh, really?
I don't know of any such problem in the world today.
I don't know whether the person who wrote the play didn't know all that, or whether the person who wrote the play wanted it to be a parody on reality. I don't know.
Hey, in every ordinary theater process, you've got to give this point its day in court.
I'd say it was pretty realistic.
The point where the actor and the writer disagree on what the script actually means. How unusual. So, take it away, Phyllis.
Well, I think that one of the things that we did address, which actually did happen to me and several of the other women, is that once you retire, I retired when I was 70. Okay, I'm going to be 80 now.
Wow.
And I decided I wanted to buy an inexpensive home, downsizing. I've bought like 6 homes in my life. I've never had a problem. And I went to the bank and they said, it doesn't matter what you have in savings, that if you're not employed, we can't give you a loan. And I was like, really? I have enough money for this place. Too bad. I mean, they would not give me a loan.
I never in a million years would have put up with that banker.
Okay, that's true. Dottie will throw elbows, buddy.
I'm glad no one has talked to me like that, but I would have answered very differently.
So we find out day in court, settled. Actor and writer move on in harmony. Technical difficulties kind of stuck around.
And
We're rolling. We have a film rolling right now. Thank you. For the door. Okay, we're clear.
I can't talk now. I hope you can edit this.
The actors and the process found harmony here. Doesn't always happen. This was a pretty special journey.
The main thing that happened for me with the play was that I learned a lot more about acting. The relationships in the cast were very significant to me. I didn't know at least one of the other people very well, and it improved our relationship. And I think that was a value above and beyond the play itself.
I never thought of it, I just took it day by day. And then when this project came along and I read the script, I realized there's more to it than day by day.
Week 10, showtime, baby! The theater. The place where humanity goes to share its soul expression. For millennia, humans have gathered.
What are we trying this for?
What? This is proper theater, man. What are you doing?
It didn't work last time
You know,
either.
you can be really rude sometimes.
Will you just get on with the show, please?
Fine. Onward and upward, then.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, friends, neighbors, residents, for coming and hanging out. We're just doing a real process work here, a staged reading of sorts of one of our scenes from Ageism, the musical, and gonna find out what it's like to be doing a musical and working on a process. But today, you're just here to watch us record one scene, and it's in a bank, and we have Ari, Franny, Dottie, and you'll find out what happens in their exchange today. Have fun.
Did you watch the Kaminsky Method yet? It's really a great show. Alan Arkin is still hilarious after all these years.
I'm a big fan of his. I'm gonna check it out. Right then, this 32-year-old banker walks in.
Would you prefer mask on or mask off?
Off is fine. I've been vaccinated, and thank you for having the courtesy to ask me. I appreciate it.
Oh, of course. I mean, what a weird year this has been.
Indeed.
I mean, who would have seen this coming? A pandemic? In America? Am I right?
Well, there was another one, really.
Oh, okay. I've got your application up here on the screen. Is it Miss or Mrs. Wills?
Why does this keep happening to me? You're new here, huh?
Yes, 3 months. In this chair. Right now.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Good to meet you too. Yes, I just got my financing degree from UCLA.
Wow, congratulations.
Huh?
I said congratulations.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, my uncle hired me here. Anyway, you didn't fill out your marital status.
Unfortunately, my husband passed away 22 years ago.
Sorry, ma'am. But I need to know your marital status.
I just told you what it was.
Oh, you did?
Yes, but you were on your phone, so you didn't.
My apologies.
She's a widow of 22 years.
How surprising.
What, excuse me?
No, it's just I'm sorry. I didn't think you heard me.
But I don't understand. Why wouldn't I? I'm sitting right in front of you.
Well, you're a little older.
So because I'm older, that means my hearing is impaired?
Buddy, you should stop now.
It's okay, Phyllis, I got this. How old are you?
32 in March.
Are you hoping to own a home someday?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am?
Is there something wrong with being called ma'am?
Normally, no. But this is a feeling a bit strange, like the ma'am people use when they have no interest in you as a person. My name is Regina Willis. Now answer that question, please.
What question again?
Do you wish to own a home someday?
Yes.
Good. So do I. So let's continue from the basis that we are equals in that regard. I mean, after all, owning a home is such a heartwarming accomplishment, isn't it? A place for family and a sense of privacy.
That's such a beautiful sentiment, except, well, there's one major issue. Unfortunately, we cannot give you a loan, Mrs. Wills.
I saw this coming.
Why not?
Don't misunderstand, Mrs. Willis. It's nothing personal. It's a pretty big amount. It's just that, well, on average, people don't live long enough to pay off the loan when they begin them so at your,
My what? My height? My weight?
No, of course not.
My gender?
No, ma'am. I mean, Mrs. Willis, your, age.
That's discrimination, sir.
At least he had the nerve to say it out loud.
Please, it's not personal.
Oh, don't kid yourself. It doesn't get more personal than this. After all that I've accomplished, you now tell me that, Aunt, I can't buy a home because I'm too old? I've raised 3 intelligent and conscientious children in the middle of the Jim Crow South. A single mother while earning a PhD in psychology from a top 10 university on a full scholarship. And then I went on to being the equivalent of a rock star in my chosen field of work because helping people during the last pandemic, which was not COVID, but AIDS. And it was only 35 years ago. Basically, you're saying that I'm not worthy of owning my own home because I made a conscious decision to wait till after I accomplished all that to apply for a loan? If you think that's not personal, you're not paying attention.
Wells.
My name is Regina Willis, damn it. Stop acting like you can't hear me or that I'm invisible.
Regina, there's no need to raise to that pitch.
Sorry, but this is getting on my nerves.
Please allow me to explain again. It's just that statistics prove it's too big a risk that you won't be able to pay it off. It's perfectly legal bank policy to refuse taking such a risk.
You're right. Perfectly legal. Many forms of discrimination are and have been throughout the years, even ageism, huh?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Willis.
But not sorry enough, right?
I'm afraid not.
Do you believe this? There are laws against discrimination. My God, this kind of thing was settled back in the 70s.
Yes, there are always laws. Perhaps if you had a job, this process might be more feasible.
I don't need a job. I have sufficient money in my bank and in my investments. Your loan is not in danger at all.
Yes, I can see that here. But right now, our bank policies are more geared to supporting productive members of society.
And the hits keep on coming. Devoting my life to helping people isn't productive enough to warrant owning my own home?
It's admirable for sure. I was just speaking specifically of your present situation.
Where is your manager? I've been a customer here for decades, and I can promise you they're not going to like the way you're treating me.
The branch manager is out today on a family issue.
You have no idea how you're in the way of my grandchild's well-being. Does that at least make you want to try and work with me?
My schooling specifically taught that financial decisions were always to be kept devoid of personal feelings.
Well, you haven't seen the last of me. Well, today just wasn't the day. You would think that people who lived longer would be revered like they are in other cultures. Notice I didn't say older people. I don't do that label. I say wisdom person or wisdom people. Today I woke up with a pain in my knee
from dancing all day yesterday with the San Diego Ballet. On Zoom, of course. I bet you don't believe me. That's your error. Because a woman can dance all her years if she loves dancing like I do. We just met, so you don't know much about wisdom people, just like some other people that I had to deal with today. So let me tell you about my visit to the doctor's office. Who did she think she was? In walked this doctor, younger than my youngest grandchild, and says to me, "Oh, why don't I just show you?"
I gotta shout you out for a second, right? You were terrified to do this when you first started, and you just monologued in front of people, no book in hand. Great job.
Thank you.
I just plain loved doing the whole thing.
Aging is not for the young and for the faint of heart.
I am me. I'm not just the lady, say my name out loud. I am so sick of being invisible. Disrespect I'll no longer take. Not 1 minute more. Every wrinkle, every story you and I have earned them. There really is no stranger to this body. I have lived and I will still live a life of glory. Never fall to ignore. It's being labeled I abhor. I will not live a life invisible. I am more than you see. Don't call me ma'am, don't call me old. I'm sassy as hell, I'm vibrant and bold. My hopes and dreams are alive and well. I never say never and I excel. I'll get respect and I will get you to see beyond the white into the blue. Who I am, listen what I say. Whoever you are, you'll be me someday. Whoever you are, you'll be me someday.
All right, y'all, a big round of applause for the whole team involved in Ageism the Musical. Woo! We got sign language applause. We got virtual applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, what we're gonna do now is just bring on a few spotlights for some of the artistic team that is present here in the Zoom room with us tonight for a bit of a question and answer session. So if anybody has a question that they would like to pose to any of the artists involved, you can drop that in the chat, type it in the chat, or unmute yourself and give us a hey, hello with your voice. Oh, I hear
Yes,
a lot
I'm
of,
here.
hey, Candy Joe, I see Ernie. What up, y'all? We got awesome video editor and awesome director with us right now.
What happened in the end that it couldn't be put together the way it was supposed to be?
That's a great question.
That really great.
The play. Oh,
Yeah.
well, well, you know what happened? Considering a lot of the restraints that we have kind of just in the world with vaccine statuses and things of that nature, you know, different people kind of falling on different sides of the coin with that. That was one element to it. The other element to it was that we kind of started to realize as we were going through the process that putting on a production of that kind of girth would probably take more than 2 hours per week. So, you know, we couldn't get around to getting it all done, basically. That's kind of a Cliff Notes version of it.
This is Tim chiming in on that one too. Our goal is to produce this in person at some point when we feel like it's safe enough. So beware of Ageism the musical, the live version, because it's coming. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Thanks, Tim.
I just wanted to give a shout out to everyone, from the writers to the actors to the singers, and to Ernie and everyone, Liv, you, Lisa, Arnold, the whole team that put this together. Such an amazing effort, and I loved watching the documentary, and the intergenerational direction from Ernie with our older adult residents that gave it another layer that was so interesting and beautiful to watch. So thank you, everyone. Very proud.
Thanks, Helene.
I'm going to put out there that I'm cavelling at this production.
Thank you, Kyle.
To give Tim a definition of what cavelling is, Tim, it's when your daughter graduated from college, you were cavelling.
It's funny. It's the second time in one day I've heard a word I've never heard before. I'm getting a T-shirt that says I'm cavelling, and I'm going to wear it the rest of the holiday season.
Me and you could go halvesies on that one, brother Tim, because I don't know what it means either.
There we go. There we go.
Kvell.
It means bursting with joy, overwhelmed with emotion and pride for what you're experiencing.
I'm just going to uplift a little bit of some action in the chat we got from Jennifer P. This was warm and funny, and I loved it. I would love to hear more about the actors' experience. What did they love? What surprised them? And whether they plan to do more projects. I know we have some of the choir in the room with us, but I'm looking for, Ari.
Where's Ari at? Ari.
Ari is doing Shabbat, so I don't know if he's available.
Oh, okay.
I don't see any of our other actors in the room, but maybe Ernie, you could speak on behalf of some of the actors. What do you think they loved, and do you think they're interested in doing some more projects?
Well, we definitely had a pretty tight bond amongst the actors. So I'm pretty sure that they're going to at least be open to the idea of continue moving the project forward. It was interesting to watch at the beginning because the first maybe rehearsal or two, as we were going through the script, nobody wanted to take on the role of Regina, right? Because Regina is, as the writers intended, Regina is a rather complex person, right? Like she's not, she has her soft side, she has her really tough side, she has her sarcastic side, she has her warm sides, because what you guys didn't get to see in the documentary was the scope of the story, which was that Regina's granddaughter is identifies as non-binary. And she comes to Regina and says, hey, I don't feel safe at home, Grandma. Mom's boyfriend kind of looks at me weird. They make fun of who I am. I need some place to go. And at the time of the beginning of the story, Regina doesn't have any place but a small place. So then she goes to this bank and says, I'm going to get this loan to get a home. And the bank stands in the way of her getting it, right? So that's kind of the gist of the drive for the character. So as you can imagine, Regina's character is very complex in her approach to things, right? And so at first, none of the actors wanted to take that on, but then eventually Dottie came in and said, I've never acted before, but I want to do this, right? So that's kind of where it started. And Ari came in, and of course, Ari was fantastic. Franny was just amazing and stuff. So I think that I could see them wanting to go further, but it was definitely a challenging process. Dottie was terrified at the idea of doing monologues. And the show is very monologue based, and she was terrified of doing it. But as you can see, by the end of the thing, she kind of she got it together. So I can see them wanting to move forward together. That's a long-winded way of saying that. I hope that answers the question. Yeah, I'm not sure if it did.
Yeah, thanks so much. Also lifting up from the chat, Ernestine says, this is a great and true project. I would like to see you work on a project about how we are being treated when it comes to Medicare. That's a great idea for a scene or scene in the live version. Thanks for that. I'm wondering if folks that we have spotlit up here, like Elvira, Kyle, Danny, I know you all were a part of the choir. If you'd like to share a little bit about your experience, and we can hear from your voices.
May I just say something?
Who is that?
Betty.
Hey, Betty. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I've got to get off, but I didn't want to be rude. I thought it was terrific. I loved it, and good for you for doing it.
Thanks so much, Betty. Thanks for being here.
You bet.
Interesting working in the choir with our oldest participant being 91 and our choir director being 21 or turning 21 while we were working on this. It was, she's totally an old soul. And Ethel being 91, she is the youngest person in the room at times. She's more active than a lot of people that I know, no matter what their ages are. And we certainly understood the message, particularly the women, all of us having worked and confronting people treating us differently, getting paid less than men, being treated otherwise, and being asked about our marital status, being interviewed for a job and being asked, well, you're just going to quit and have babies, that kind of thing going on in the past. At first I thought, what is this going to be? And as I learned the songs said as much as the dialogue said. They were truly amazing. And they made me feel stronger as I sang them.
Thanks, Kyle. Yeah, I really appreciated the way that this project illuminated not only ageism, right, but its intersection with many other isms in our society, unfortunately, right, where ageism, racism, sexism meet. Also lifting up from the chat from Susan W. Amazing. Can't wait to see the entire show. As a working high school teacher, I would love to bring some of my students to see this when the time comes. Also, as a teacher, I need to share that starring was spelled incorrectly at the end. Can't help it. Thanks for that, Susan. Teamwork makes the dream work. Ernestine, now we are older and have money and cannot do anything with the money. That is truly, a definite, thank you for sharing your experience on ageism and what it's like from your side of things. Yeah. Sally, how about you? Writer's Corner, huh?
Oh, yes. It was a thrill to see our words being on stage. And the actors aren't here, but I do have to give a shout out to them for presenting it the way we wrote it. And it was so much fun. And it's interesting, the director, Ernie Young, the chorus director, Young. But I have to say that they are all old souls, and I don't know about the choir. I think the choir director did, but I know Ernie got us. It was his first scene was horrendous. He did not get us. He took our words, but he did not get us. The second scene, he got us. And you can see it was really, really fun to see it on stage. It was great. Thank you for doing that.
Totally.
Love you too, Sally.
The other thing that it accomplished was, as we are cautious during the pandemic, it gave us great joy to meet every Friday morning. It was definitely a highlight of my week to meet with Lauren and the others and have something really positive to do and something to look forward to.
Thank you so much, Kyle.
If
That's
anybody's
beautiful.
watching, anybody's watching Danny, I see him. He's on his stand-up tricycle, making his way to downtown Long Beach, where he goes every evening for a meal.
Nice.
Shout out to Danny, one of our choir members.
Shout it out.
Thanks for the wave, Danny. Yeah, I think something really great and special about this project that you've all illuminated is the intergenerational connection between some of the artists involved, and how reciprocal the exchange and sharing of knowledge and artistry was between all participants, regardless of their age. And also welcoming Lisa up to the spotlight room. Lisa was a super all-star in this project, a program director at one of the properties where Engage was hosting Ageism the musical. Lisa, anything you want to share with us about your experience or how you're feeling right now?
I might share, but I have a lot of noise in the background because we had a watch party here. And
yes.
Yay.
Really, yeah, separated with masks. But oh, look at you guys heard me talking and they've quieted down briefly. Hey, you. We had a lot of fun here and
Oh, I can see you on the screen.
yeah, oh yeah, you guys can see me up there. So yeah, it was a lot of fun and we really appreciated it. And it was quite a collaborative and an exciting experience. And I can tell you our community definitely learned more about each other. It was a very emotional. Yeah, come on over. Look.
No, I don't want to.
Oh, okay. Nobody wants to be. But
Well, I'll say something if they don't want to talk. I'll say something.
No,
let me talk about the lady.
Is Liv. She was the head production person on this. And she Liv. What's your Schaefer? No.
Yeah, my last name is Schaefer.
There you go. All right. Okay, thank you. Thank you for my, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself. I talk entirely too much generally. Okay.
Thanks, Lisa.
I would like to say something.
Go ahead, Danny.
Yeah. What I got out of it is the singing helped me with my breathing. As you can see, I've got a oxygen nose hose because I got an oxygen tank on my back. I got COPD and it's not easy to breathe. With the singing, it's helped me so that earlier today we had a Christmas carol. I sung "Oh Christmas Tree," all 20,000 verses. It seemed like 20,000, but what it is if this was 2 years ago, I would not have been able to sing 2 verses, let alone the whole song. This singing has helped me pace my breathing, and it really helped me out a lot.
Thank you, Danny. That's great. I love that. That's awesome.
I just want to say that I just want to say that I really enjoyed this more than I ever thought I was going to. I am more of a closed-in person because I have been sick so much, but getting on Zoom, something I didn't do before, was really a great experience, and to see how we mingled together. And we did a Christmas singing program last year, and we had such a great time. And a lot of people said a lot of great things, and a lot of them looking like, "Are you guys really seniors?" And we're like, "Yeah, but we're not old. We're just seniors, you know." So it was a great experience, and maybe I'll still be here to do it again. Looking forward.
Yes, Elvira, thank you. We would love to have you again.
Yeah,
all right, you all. I want to say a big thank you to both Engage and to the National Endowment for the Arts who have made this project happen. We are honored to have come together for this kind of beautiful moment, I think, where we get to spearhead a kind of fun project that brings all of us together. And here we are across California, right? Across many different properties, all hanging out on Zoom in the name of art, in the name of dismantling some ageism. So rock on to us all for being here. If you have any lingering thoughts or things you'd like to share, I think, send them to the program director or the Engage contact that you are connected with, and we will surely circulate those with our communities around. And go ahead and continue to drop things in the chat if that feels right for you. I will pass the mic though to Tim, who's going to take us on out for today's holiday cheer. Take it away, Tim.
Thank you, Liv. I just want to thank everybody. This is super fun. I think I'm somewhat like Elvira. I came out and both Nancy and I said immediately, ironically, no one likes musicals, and this has turned out to be something that might actually change my mind about this. I'm going to suddenly just burst into song for no reason at all during this speech, but and it's so wonderful to see so many of you, and it's been a long couple of years being separated, and I have great hopes for 2022 that we'll all get back together and get face to face and get back to the business of all of us aging well, which all of this is about. And I mean aging from Lauren Wright to Ernie De Silva to Tim Carpenter to all of our wonderful residents. This whole idea of ageism it's just such a stupid idea. I mean, isms at all are a stupid idea. I think, especially this time of year, I think we need to look at each other and appreciate who we are for who we are. And that's it. Get rid of color and gender and age and all these things that people throw in our way to separate us, and understand we're all here in love and connection with each other. And that's why we put this thing together in the first place. And I really want to thank the people who made this project happen. Ernie and Candy Joe and Liv and Lauren and Helene and Lisa and Arnold and Wendy and the writers and the choir and the actors. It's just such an impressive thing to take this on and hit it out of the park the way it has been hit out of the park. The film was fantastic and funny and cool and inspiring. And I wish everybody a happy holiday season, a happy new year, a better new year. And I'm quelling my heart's going to blow up with all this stuff. So I really appreciate all of you, and I miss you all. I'm looking forward to reconnecting in the new year. So cheers to everybody. Happy New Year, happy holidays. Thank you all so much.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Thanks, Tim. That's all we have for you tonight. Happy holidays, everybody. Please take care. Have a good one, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Peace.
Thank you. Awesome.